It's your boy Q Deezy. Double the easy. Another episode all about some eyes. How about you, driver? What it is, man? Coming to you guys from the bunk. Out here in Chester, PA. Just dropped an empty in New Jersey. And then I had to drop a load actually in Chester. So I had went to, I left Florida, made a delivery in Tallahassee, Florida. I picked up in Tallahassee, Florida, picked up a trailer, then went that to Alabama with that, and now we here in PA. We're gonna be picking up in PA. Excuse me. Picking up in PA, and then we're going to Texas. So I am Texas bound, Dallas, here I come. Probably check out Fort Worth while I'm there, I don't know, but I am planning to stay there about a week once I get there, because the rates have been looking good over there for what I'm running. So that's the plan. So far, all is well, all is good, but I know you guys didn't come here to hear about my updates on what I'm doing, right? So we're going to jump right into what this video is about. And today we are going to be talking about accountability in trucking, man, because there's a lot of it, even though it's not talked about. But depending on how you jump in this industry, depending on how you decide that you want to attack trucking, every bit of it is going to always have some form of accountability to your success. Rather you're a company driver, rather you're an owner operator or carrier owner, it doesn't matter. There's accountability. So with that being said, there's a lot of people struggling out here right now with these rates, right? That's the talk of the town. I've done numerous videos on this. It doesn't get old, but a lot of people are doing, having a really hard time. But what a lot of people are not talking about is the accountability, because when things were good, what were you doing with your money, And don't get me wrong, we all have made bad choices, right, when it comes to our money or things we could have did different that put us in the position that we're in. Not to mention, are you willing, or have you been willing to get out there and run like you should have been running or should be running to recover? Because a lot of people complaining, but they ain't out there running like they should. I'm gonna leave that alone. Honestly, before the rates tanked during COVID, actually during post-COVID or before post-COVID, I don't know, something's tickling my nose here, guys. But before those rates had tanked, people on TV, analysts, reporters was talking about how the rates were going to drop and things were going to change. They talked about that. A lot of people act like they don't know, they don't hear it, but they did talk about it. And boom, it happened. And then the market tanked, and then people got caught with their pants down, right? And a lot of us did. I mean, I even got caught up in it. I didn't expect for it to happen when it happened, but it happened nonetheless. And this is why part of the accountability always has to be with you first, because when you come into this, you choose the equipment that you want. You choose if you're going to have a high truck payment, high trailer payment, because you pick those items. You pick it out. So now that cost is on you. It's the first part of accountability. When that money was coming in, money was good. Everybody was making that money hand over fist. You hear me? People thought that money was going to last forever. And people were just doing extra, going out. You might have been spending a little more than you normally spend. You might normally cook in the truck. Now you're eating out more. There's a lot of things that play in the factor there. Not to mention the money that you're throwing away. And I can do a whole nother video on that. You know what I'm saying? Just like you got a lot of guys that's throwing away $20,000 plus a year just idling. Okay, and I'm gonna leave that alone. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just it's a fact that most drivers idle away $20,000 a year. Think about that. And this is where APUs and things like that, or generators or whatever you gonna put on your truck, comes in handy. I know most people, ain't got $20,000 just laying around, and they damn sure ain't got it to be idling it away, right? So accountability. The other thing is, you choose the company that you work for, right? If you're with a company and you're not making money with that company, stop giving them, I'm gonna give them another week and see what happens. I'm gonna give them another three weeks and see what happens. I'm gonna give them another week and a half and see what. Stop it. It's not making sense. It's damn going sure not gonna make dollars. But sometimes we stay in it longer than we should, and what ends up happening is, by the time we make the move to get away from it, we're that much more in debt. We're that much more behind the 8 ball than we would have been had we got out of it. So stop trying to keep a dead situation on life support. You already lost. You already lost. Let it go. Just let it go. You'll save yourself a lot of headache in the end. And if you end up being in that much more debt because you chose to stay, then stop putting the blame on the company and what the company's doing at that point. Because at some point, where are you accountable? I've been there. I've been to companies that I stayed with, but see, with me, and this is just something I think I just got from my mom. My mom she's a no nonsense lady, and I ain't gonna hang around too long. If I see something ain't jumping off like I need it to, I'm not out. I'm out. I've worked to a truck company, worked for them for a week, and the first check I got, and I seen how they was playing games, I was gone the same week. I ain't playing that game, and we can't keep allotting time. I understand that sometimes it's a hassle. It's a hassle to have to go and apply for another company, take drug tests, and go fly here, fly there if you're going to do the company thing, or lease on with another company. You got to wait, you got to do truck inspections and all. I get it. But it's better to do that and take a couple days or a week to do that than to work a week on the road for somebody and don't even get paid. I got a buddy right now talking about he worked the whole week and they pay him, they take his fuel out the following week. Well, he ran, made some good money, and I ain't gonna say good money, but it was decent money, right? And the following week, he did it again, but he had a shorter week. They took all his bread because they took that fuel out for that good week that he had the previous week before. So he was kind of pissed about it. He's like, man, because I spent so much fuel and it was more fuel than this next week. These are choices that you make and with companies that you decide to be with. So you got to wake up and say, hey, I'm going to deal with it, or I'm going to complain about it, or I'm going to make the change. Accountability. Same thing with our equipment. When we go out there and we get equipment, we choose the equipment we want. If you go out there and you go get equipment that you ain't went over, or took somebody with you to go over, or did your due diligence to see what it is you're actually buying, and then you have problems, it's not the company fault that you're working for because they gave you a heavy load and your truck couldn't handle it. And I've heard guys say that, man, I'm pulling it heavy, and they're having problems with their trucks. Your truck wasn't designed for it, apparently, or your equipment is not in the right shape to haul what you're hauling, or you didn't put the money in your truck to go over it to make sure that it was in the condition it needed to be in for how you were using it. It's not nobody else's fault, man. And I can tell you, I've made stupid choices when it came to loads I've hauled, companies I've worked for, brokers I've dealt with. I've lost a lot of money behind some brokers. And when you are running under your own authority, you have a whole lot more to lose, you see. And when you decide that you're going to deal with certain businesses or certain agencies that are not, quote unquote, really have your best interest, I'll leave it at that. and then you have to fight for your money. Who issue is that? As an authority owner, it's going to be mine, because number one, I'm supposed to check credit. I'm supposed to look at this, and there's resources, there's tools out there to check the credit of these people that we're hauling for as carrier owners, owner operators, right? There's resources, but it's my job to use those resources. It's nobody else's job to use that. It's my job to find out that information. Accountability, man. But a lot of us is talking about how we're struggling, and we're not talking about how we're contributing to our own struggle. And a lot of times we're holding ourselves down. We're holding ourselves back with these struggles that we're dealing with, because we're not even being good stewards of our money that we're making. And I admit I'm one of those where I've messed up some money. I've could have made better choices with different things, but I'm going in the right direction now. I recovered out of that, and right away I'm like, all right, let's get back to business and let's do this thing the right way that we need to do it. And moving forward now, I got a plan for these bad times, these down times. Luckily for me, my equipment's paid for and I'm in a good position, but I got to keep holding myself accountable at all times now, so that I can, be successful out here in what I'm doing. And that is paramount to being successful out here. Understanding where you made your mistakes, and then draw up another plan. Start right now. Draw up another plan and decide, I'm going to move like this. I'm going to leave this company and I'm going to do this. I'm going to do my due diligence and go to another company, and I'm going to look those companies up, or I'm going to look my equipment up. I'm going to look this up. I'm going to find out what is the maintenance schedule on your truck for things that you need on your truck, right? Some people don't even know. They know when they want to get their oil changed, but they don't know when they should change their belts. They don't know when they should change their fill filters. They don't know when they should change their air filters. Little things like that can put you down. You should know what that is. And if it puts you down and then you're on the side of the road and you lose money a day because you got a clogged water separator filter that's $60 at the dealer, whose fault is that? That you lost $1,000 or $2,000 or whatever the amount is, because your fuel filter is clogged up, and now somebody's got to bring you a fuel filter and then reprime your truck to get you back going. These are things we're supposed to know when we're in this business and we're in this industry, So I'm going to let this video chill out on that. But I just want to throw that out there, man. We got to start holding ourselves accountable, as truck drivers out here in a crazy industry right now. And people always talk about how we're not respected, right? But I'll tell you this, and this is a whole topic for another video, is if our government doesn't even show us respect, how can we expect the regular citizens and businesses out here to respect us? But that's a whole nother video. Alright, it's your boy QDZ, the double the easy. You just watched another episode all about semis, about your driving.